I guess we don't get an intro.
Don't count down today.
We just straight into it. What's up, everybody?
We gotta get rid of that producer.
Yeah, right. We gotta downsize.
Yeah.
What's up, everybody? It's PR Project, episode 102. I am Aaron Worldwide.
Gary is a runner, and we are one man down today.
We are missing Mr. Tommy Runs, but he is doing some more important things, being a father, and we send the best for both of his kids in their great bowling tournaments this morning. So we thought we would give you guys a quick episode before the Super Bowl. Gary was a little worried. Tell them why you were a little worried, Gary. What are you worried about?
Well, everybody knows that the NFL is really strategic about not strategic, but what's the term I'm looking for? Strict about how people can use the word Super Bowl. They protect that trademark pretty well. And so if you all could do us a favor and just kind of blast out there that the PR Project is using the word Super Bowl in their live show just to get us sued by the NFL. I mean, granted, we'll lose, whatever, but we just need the clicks. So help us struggling show out by getting us some NFL attention.
They might confiscate our YouTube channel. It might backfire.
All right. Well, we got Instagram. We've got TikTok for 60 more days. We got we got outlets. Twitch. We'll have to come back with a new name too. The PRs Project. Right. We got ways to make this work.
We just reincorporate. It'll be fine.
Yeah. No worries.
So, Gary, how's it going? You got plans for the big game, or are you just hanging around the house?
Well, today happens to be my daughter's 15th birthday as well. So I think we're going to do all the birthday stuff next week so we can just relax, have what we call a snack dinner where we don't make anything main. We just find all the fried foods we can find at the Trader Joe's and put them in the air fryer in the oven and call it a day, Yeah,
and it looks like she had a pretty big day yesterday as well.
Yeah, all the kids did. Speaking of bowling, Nicholas had his first day of bowling for the Miracle League. Picked up 2 spares. Somehow, I don't know if you saw the video I posted, but that's how he bowls. He'll just casually dink the bowling ball over the line, and he first roll got 9 pins down. Second roll got the spare. I was like, okay, whatever works, man. Whatever works.
Yeah, no reason to change it up if it's working. So
yeah.
So we had Nicholas bowling, and then I think we had homecoming.
Snowco is what the kids call it.
Snowcoming.
Yeah. So I think it used to be called Sadie Hawkins, but they stopped doing that. So now it's winter homecoming or snowcoming for my oldest, and then my youngest participated in what they call the Queen of the Detroit United Irish Societies, where she is on the Queen's Court, and she's with Rosebud for this. So big day yesterday, and I went to a Red Wings game, which I've only been to one other one in my life.
Did they?
They did not win. They pulled the goalie in the first 3 minutes of the game, which I'm told is rare. And playoff implications, but again, I don't follow hockey at all. But it was fun, pro sporting event at the LCA. Had a good time. Yeah.
Was the Michigan State game right after?
That was the day before.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was told that was the day before at East Lansing. Yeah.
Okay.
So,
for some reason, I thought they played last night.
Maybe they played 2. I don't follow hockey, so maybe they did 2 2 days in a row.
Yeah.
But I don't follow it. So
neither do I. But you're wearing your red because you are now the world's biggest Red Wings fan. So shout out to the team for converting you that quick.
Yeah. Just trying to figure out all the Russian names now, and then I'll be set. So
yeah, you might need to do that for a plethora of reasons. But so it seems like a pretty busy weekend for you, which kind of leads right into our topic for the day, and it's how we make room for running within our real life.
Yeah.
Because obviously we are not professional runners. We do this on a recreational basis. We're super like obsessed with it, but we also have, real jobs and families. Well, you guys do. And so I feel like it's something that everybody can relate to, is how do we find the time to be committed to our running goals, but still not neglect the other things that are important to us. So if you can, talk a little bit about how you personally make things work with family obligations and work obligations, but still make time for running.
For me, it was a little bit of trial and error. Once I really got into running, nearly every day and putting a plan in place for various marathons or whatnot, I really focused on selfishly getting out there and getting my miles in when I could. And then, with having a family and kids and obligations there, I learned fairly quickly I have to work around not only my schedule, but like communicate with the rest of the family as to what the rest of the day is going to, or the week for that matter, is going to unfold. So beginning was, like I said, a little trial and error, just, not being so selfish, asking, what works best for the family schedule, what's my work schedule look like. And so I don't have a running schedule per se. Like I don't run at a specific time. It's when can I fit this in? Because I think if it's important enough to you, no matter what the project is or what the hobby is or whatever you want to call it, you'll find the time. If it's important to you, you'll find the time to do it. You just got to make sure that you're doing it wisely and you're not neglecting other parts of your life. So that's how. So a lot of it for me, first and foremost, is communication with the family.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So like yesterday, for example, you did have such a stacked day, and I think you moved your week around to put your rest day on the Saturday. So that is a pretty not interesting, but that's definitely a way to, if in advance to be able to account for those days that are going to be really heavy with other stuff.
Yeah, the funny thing was that I woke up on Friday like, it's a rest day. Like I had no plans when I woke up on Friday to like run that day. But then I decided to think about it. I go, do I want to get up at 7, 8 in the morning on a cold, wintry day to knock out 8 miles, or do I just want to knock this out now so I don't have to worry about that on Saturday and rushing to get home? And Megan, my wife, was like, yeah, I thought, we should have talked about that, but that can you run today instead of tomorrow? So we're not like, stacking and stacking and stacking. But definitely having that ability to do that is nice. And also, this goes back to the coaching aspect of it. Having a coach to say, hey, look, I'm not going to be able, like, let's say I couldn't do it at all. I could have reached out to my coach and said, hey, I'm not going to make these 2 days of running. Let's figure out how to make sure I'm still getting what I need to get in the next week, and see how that fits into the rest of the schedule as well.
Yeah. And I think that's an underrated part of training, is making the time to do other things, because we obsess about our training. It's super important to us. We hold it super tight, but a lot of times you do need those other outlets to be able to kind of clear your mind, or just kind of create some distance between you and whatever goal you're chasing, or whatever workouts you had that week, or whatever runs you had that week. Sometimes we need that opportunity to do things that kind of give us a break from that, give us a little bit of respite from that type A, locked in, focused, laser focused idea. Like you need that downtime. You really need that time away from the road or the treadmill with this weather. To really like appreciate like the other things that life has to offer. It sounds a little dramatic, because like
it's not though, because it's physically and mentally a relief. To take an off day if you need to, or it's on the calendar. Like, some off days, maybe I'll do a strength training session. Some off days, I'm like, no, I'm not doing anything. I'm going to focus on this other thing over here because this is my day to not worry about this. Like mentally, it's almost like a relief. Like I don't have to do that today. Even though I love to run, I love to work out. There's days like you were just saying where you just need to like disconnect even for 24 hours or whatever.
Yeah. And I enjoy that and I appreciate that because when I get sometimes after a rest day, that next day when I get back to running, it's like, oh man, this is what I love about it. Like this is I get that's really like I think more than anything, that's the day where I'm just like, wow, I get to run. Like this is such a blessing. It's such a gift that I get to run whenever I want to. So coming back from that rest day, especially if like you run early in the day on that last day before the rest day, and then you come back and it's like, man, I haven't ran in so long, but it's really only been like 36 hours or something.
Yeah, right.
But it's like, man, I this is what I live for. I love this.
Do you notice like, so our rest days are typically Fridays, but again, depending on schedule, maybe my rest day will be a Thursday or a Wednesday and I'll push everything back. Do you notice on those unplanned rest days, do you get a little bit antsy? Like you're not really resting per se because you know like you weren't really supposed to be resting that day. So I feel like my body gets antsy. Like I got like a whole bunch of energy that I'm not using, even though my body's like, hey, we should be, going for a run here. We should be doing something. And now you've got all this pent up like energy to like, oh, well, shoot, what do I do with this?
Yeah, for sure. I'm a super routine based person. So like moving a rest day is like last break glass in case of emergency kind of thing. Like that's the last thing I want to do. Like I work and then like running is like it. So like if I'm moving my rest day around, it's because something like very big came up. So yeah, it feels weird though. So once you get in that groove of like, okay, I know Friday is my off day and every other day I'll be running. So and it's weird because like I'll feel a little guilty, even though I know I'm not cheating it. I'm not like moving my rest day around because I don't want to run. I'm just moving my rest day around because I have to. Yeah. But I still feel guilty that day. Like, man, I should be running right now. Like I would usually be running at this time, like whatever. So yeah, I definitely get that same anxious, like nervous energy where it's just like, man, I'm supposed to be running today.
Yeah. And because so the 2 weeks in a row, I've had to move my rest days, one push it back, one push it forward. I end up with like a little mini 9-day running streak this week, which I don't need that because I'm not a run streaker, and I do need the breaks. I do need the rest. But that's just how it is. If you've got obligations, if you've got things in your life that come up, if you have a goal race or a goal whatever, doesn't have to be a race. Just could be I want to get in X amount of steps, X amount of miles, or whatever it is. If it's important to you, you'll figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah, I stumbled upon a pretty lengthy run streak last fall. Well, not the fall of 2024, but the fall of 2003 leading up to Indy, because I had a race. I had a 5K on a Saturday, like halfway through my half marathon block. And I told Ari, I told my coach, I'm like, I got a race on Saturday. So usually what she'll do is she'll move my rest day to Thursday. I'll do my shakeout on Friday and race on Saturday. But I'm like, I kind of want to run on 5K, 10K Thursday with the run club. So can I run on Thursday still? And I'm like, I don't even need a rest day this week. I can just do whatever. And she's like, yeah, that's fine. And then I think it kind of got mixed up a little bit. And the next week she put another run on my Friday. And I'm like, are we just going to 7 days? And she's like, we can if you want to. And I'm like, sure, let's do it. So I ended up running 63 days straight leading up to Indy, when I ran the Indy Monumental Half. And then, so that was day 56 of the streak, was the Indy Half. And then I'm like, I've got New York City.
That's right. Yeah.
The next weekend. So I'm just like, might as well keep going. So I didn't take another rest day until the day after New York City. So that was my longest run streak that I've ever done.
That's That's way more than I've ever done. I think I've done 3 weeks, maybe. I'm not a run streaker.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not bad, especially when you are intentional about it. So Fridays weren't like a heavy lift. It was like 4 to 6 miles, super easy. So it was just a little extra way to throw in some volume. I was listening to the Rich Roll podcast with Steve Magnus.
Yeah.
And he was quoting that, I forget what runner said it, but I think it was Frank Shorter. And they asked him about his training philosophy, and he was just like, I do 2 hard runs a week, a long run, and as much volume as I can do without my body breaking down. Yeah. And I'm like, that's cool. Like, adding as much extra miles. Some people call them junk miles, easy mileage, whatever. But if you get the more volume you can add in, usually the better. So I'm like, let's do it.
It's funny you say that. I ended up, I think I was supposed to be at 48 this week. I ended up at 51 miles for the week. My coach called them bonus miles, which sounds a lot better than junk miles, and no, my body feels good. I don't mind going a little bit extra on the easy days. Just cause I'm not hurting I'm not going all out, I'm really careful on hard days, but like easy days where I'm just jogging almost, if I go a little extra, I'm not going to beat myself up over that.
Yeah, I had some bonus miles from yesterday and this morning. So yesterday I kind of misread my route and ended up doing like an extra mile and a half. And then this morning I had 15 on the schedule. Hey, Nicholas.
You say hi? Yeah, he's waving. He's waving the other. Oh, there it is. Okay.
Yeah.
All right, buddy. Go get mama.
So and then I had 15 on my schedule this morning, but I was with the guys, and I think Aaron had 16. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna be the weirdo to be like, can you make me a 15-mile route? Like, no, we'll do 16. It's fine. So that was cool, and it was cool to get out with the group, and the run went by super nice. It was cool. 16 miles, easy pace for the most part.
I would have joined you all, but because I had like 4 miles at tempo, I knew I wasn't going to be able to get decent footing. That storm from last night kind of threw me off, Yeah.
I've been relegated to the treadmill for pretty much every workout of the block so far, except I had a hill workout a couple weeks ago that I was able to do outside because I really didn't want to do it on a treadmill. So
no, I can't imagine doing that.
Yeah,
I mean, I keep saying I can't imagine doing workouts on treadmills. So maybe like one of these days it'll happen, a hill workout. But I had one outside early this week, or last week was short. Oh, this week was shorts actually, half tights. So, but I also had on a long sleeve and the Tracksmith base layer on as well. So it wasn't warm, but sun was out. So
yeah. And that's the only thing I regret about. Well, that's the only thing I don't like about being a evening runner, especially during this time. I mean, the sun is staying out until 6 now, so that's cool. But it's the combination of cold and dark that sometimes I'm just like, I don't have the will in me today to go outside and run in the cold and in the dark. So I'll just go to the gym and be in a nice temperature controlled climate and knock it out on a treadmill. But the treadmill doesn't bother me much. So it's no big deal.
Like I said a couple weeks ago, last night I was mentally preparing myself for a treadmill run, if only because I had driven on the streets when the snow started. Megan was out driving out in the weather, and we were both like, these streets are crap. There was no way it was going to be good in the morning.
Yeah.
So I was like already starting to like get my head into the right frame of mind. Plus, it was 3 miles warm up, 4 mile tempo, 3 miles cool down. That breaks it up almost perfectly.
Yeah, yeah. So. And it's not a lot of thinking, not a lot of extra moving parts. It's just setting it to the time you need and letting it rock. So, yeah.
But I did notice because Coros only goes by the 0.5. To get to the pace I needed, it was like a 9.3. So, like the watch says, oh, you ran a 6:19 pace. Like, no, but.
So what I do, if I know I have a 4 mile tempo portion, and this is because I'm OCD about the numbers, I'll set it if I know I need to do 9.3, I'll set it to 9 for the first 2 miles. And then when I get through those 2 miles, I'll pause it. I'll still be running. I'll pause it, flip it over to 9.5 for the last 2 miles, and it'll balance out. So I tried to explain that to Ern before, and I don't think he did it right, but it's a balancing act, and it's math and all that cool stuff. So
that's funny because I actually did the first 2 miles at 9.3 and then went down to 9.2.
Mm-hmm.
In my mind, thinking somehow this will balance out in a little bit because my watch kept telling me I was going too fast because I had programmed it in already.
Yeah.
But it doesn't matter. Miles in.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's like the treadmill conversion. It doesn't matter. You're just trying to get effort for a certain amount of time. It's all good. So, marathon training is going well. How are we feeling about 249 in Eugene? Is it still within sight?
Yeah. I'm really happy with how I've been training. Just feel like I've been doing it smartly. Is that a word?
It is if you say it. It's your word.
But I've been focusing on, easy runs, not going all out on my workouts, keeping it in the prescribed paces that I'm told to. I feel like towards the end of this block, my legs are going to be sore, but like rested, because I didn't do too much. They'll be ready to go come race day. Really, the only thing I'm worried about is weather, which I can't control, and making sure I got a good spot in the front of the field, just knowing how crowded Eugene gets. But if I don't, it's okay because you're going to take off slow anyway. Just one of those, what can you control type aspects of it.
Yeah. And I mean, you're a VIP. You'll be able to get a good spot right up front. And if not, I'll make sure we jump in there and carve a spot out for you.
Excuse me, VIP coming through. Yeah.
This guy's important. Is he an elite? No, he's not an elite.
No. But he could be if you just get out of my way.
Yeah, I think the weather will be fine. I think Eugene is usually good around that time, as we know. We've been there a couple times. What up, chat? What up, Joe? And then Steve said, on Strava, I saw you guys ran by my house. No way I'd run outside. Too slippery. It wasn't too bad, but also we were running the street because, we were banished to the sidewalk a few times on like some streets that were a little busier, but it wasn't too bad. Joe complained for the first like 4 or 5 miles, but once we got,
I did feel like when I was outside a little bit, I did feel like, and I know this is Joe's favorite line, I did feel like the snow had some good texture to it. Almost like perfect texture, maybe I'm wrong, but sidewalks shouldn't have been too bad with the good texture. Did anybody fall?
No, nobody fell, but we were going over, I'm not sure I think it's 696, but it's right there by OCC Orchard Ridge. It's like the bridge that goes over the freeway, and it was like just pure ice under the snow. So it was like, okay, be careful.
Yeah.
Because it could have got ugly, but fortunately we all stayed upright.
Yeah, I've only fallen once this year. I'm pretty proud of myself. So
I haven't fell at all this year. We are a month and 9 days in, and I haven't made a pavement yet. But knowing me, I'm sure it's on the way. So
as long as you fall in the snow, you should be fine.
Yeah, I've been seeing for some reason TikTok think I like seeing people come out their house and slip on their porch because
I do. I don't mean to. And one of them is in here right now, but 2 days in a row, my daughters have slipped in the driveway, but like with their dresses on, like for their events. And I didn't laugh, but looking back at it now,
it's a little funny. It's a little funny. It is, especially if they're okay. It's super funny.
Yeah. No broken bones, no broken anything. So I think it's okay to crack a smile here.
Yeah, for sure. You got to laugh to hide the pain sometimes.
Yeah.
But yeah, training for me is going well. I'm trying to trust the process. But like Joe said the other day in the group chat, all of this treadmill running is making him feel like he's not getting any fitter. Or I think he might have said losing fitness. And I don't know if I feel like that, but it's hard to not think that way because it's like if I set the treadmill at 6-minute pace and I'm running 6-minute pace on a treadmill, I still don't. I need to do it outside. I need to do it to feel like it's real.
Well, the problem is I was doing this today. When you're outside, you got a variation. So at the end of the day, you want your average to be, let's say, 6 minutes. You know, you're not really going to run 6 minutes straight unless you're like a real pro who's got that metronome locked in.
I don't know. I'm a pacing pro. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm not. I worry. I'm focusing on like what's my average here. You know. So today I was at 6:27, 6:22. I'm like, I could just like speed up a little bit, slow down a little bit. You know. But I think once we all get outside, once the weather clears up, the fitness will be there, and you're going to be pleasantly surprised at how well you're able to knock these paces down on the streets when you have more control over, you know, what you can do on the roads, for sure.
Yeah, it's just I'm a very I need the evidence that I can do it. You know, I need that stone evidence to say, okay, I know I've held this pace on the road for however long I need to hold it for, and now I feel like I can do it. So, but you're right. The fitness is there. The effort is there. I'm putting in the work. So, and I've been in the gym still 3 days a week, which I've never lifted this much and this heavy during a training block. So the volume isn't as high. I'm kind of in the high 50s, approaching 60 miles per week. So it's very like doable for me. That's not like a ridiculous amount.
Right.
So I'm thinking, you know, that in tandem with the fact that I'm picking up heavy things in the gym and putting them down, it will be a good recipe for a fast half marathon. So
for sure. Yeah. And I don't know when it's going to warm up again, but I mean, I'm racing late April. I think those races start in late March. Like those times they actually test out our fitness prior to, you know, should give us a good indication for sure.
Yeah. But one thing about the treadmill that I do like is that on those days you might be feeling like a superhero, you have to like affirmatively run faster. Like it's not like you can kind of lean back and, oh, you know, I didn't know I was going that fast. You know, I was in the flow. You know, all the excuses that we make when we run way faster than we're supposed to run. You can make them on the treadmill, but you have to click the button. Like you have to click the button up. And you know, when you click on the button, like I shouldn't be doing this. So it's kind of like a self-governor to say like, okay, let's keep it honest. Let's keep it where we're supposed to be and not fly off the handle. Because I know we've had workouts that we've done together where we both look at each other like, I don't know why we ran it that fast, but that was cool. So you kind of those thoughts of let's speed it up a little bit kind of stay at bay when you're on a treadmill. So I would
yeah, for sure. And also the ego of, is this person like right up on me? Should I pick it up a little bit? You know, that doesn't come into play either, because I don't care what the person next to me is doing on the treadmill, because first of all, and this is completely humble bragging here, they're usually not going as fast as I am anyway, so I don't really care. But even if they were, the only thing in my mind is like, well, how long are you going to hold it for? You know?
Yeah. I mean, they're usually just, if they're next to you, they probably got the treadmill on 7 incline and they're walking on like 2.5 and they got their hands on top of the treadmill thing and they just walking uphill like a crazy person. They're my favorite people in the gym because I'm like, is this working? Like, is this a thing?
I think those people are afraid of the Stairmaster. But I think the Stairmaster will probably do what they really want it to do, what they're really trying to do. They're just like, I don't want to do it. Because I think the Stairmaster is the hardest thing in that gym.
I'm afraid of the Stairmaster too.
Yeah.
Like, and it's because you are so high up on the Stairmaster. So like you lording over everybody on the Stairmaster. And if I'm up there struggling, I'm gonna look crazy. Like I'm gonna look wild if I'm trying to, man. But some people be going crazy on the Stairmaster. I'll be watching like one false move. That's a long fall.
Speaking of false moves, and I'm really upset I didn't have a camera today, but I was trying to film myself running on the treadmill, and I hit the emergency button, and but before the thing stopped, I stepped back on the treadmill, and I darn near just went flying across the gym. I caught myself, but there's two older gentlemen behind me, and I had to be red, just red face. Like I'm like, you idiot, and I couldn't even turn around. Like so, once I got out, finished up, I got off the treadmill and went in between the two and just walked forward, so I didn't have to turn around and see the guys. And I was like, I wish I had filmed that. That'd have been great, but I felt like such a dumbass.
No, if you had fell off the treadmill, they'd have rang the lunk alarm on you.
Oh, for sure. Yeah.
Like, all right, now take it easy. Take it easy. So, what does this upcoming week look like for you, Gary? How are we attacking this upcoming week?
We got a good workout this week. We got 1,200 at 5K pace, followed by 400 at sub 5K pace. So do that 3 or 4 times, and then my first real good long run. I got a good 16 miler just nice. On the books. So looking good, looking fun. Nice.
I've got a ladder, kind of a ladder, is a descending ladder on Wednesday. I think 3K, 2K, 1K that speed up, starting with marathon pace down to interval pace, and then I got Old Faithful on Sunday, long run, but 8 by 1K. So when the Ks come out, that means we really training. So
yep,
we gonna see how that go. Ks is like a staple workout of any distance running program. So
Ks are serious.
Yeah, it's always a good litmus test to see, like, all right, let's see if you really are who you claim to be.
Right. Yeah. No, if you got some good weather, you'll see the treadmill work's been paying off.
Yeah, we're gonna hope so. So we're gonna keep it brief. We were only gonna go 30 minutes, so we want everybody to be able to get to their destination safely. And I got some super plans, so we are going to cut it short here. We will be back with a full length episode next weekend, next Sunday at our normal time. We should be with our full complement of players as well. So stay tuned for that. Let's see, what else? Is there anything else special? Are we announcing? No, I don't think we're announcing it yet. As a matter of fact, we'll be in Eugene. You guys know we'll be in Eugene, but there should be an official announcement for how Eugene will be playing out this year. It's going to be fun. It's going to be super cool. So yeah, come meet us at the expo. We'll be there
for sure.
Look forward to seeing everybody in the Pacific Northwest. And if you see Gary out on the course,
hand me Morton.
Hand me Morton. Depending on how fast he's going,
Yeah.
Throw some water at him or something. I don't know. So yeah, we'll wrap it up there. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you at our normal time, 8:00 next Sunday. Have a great week. Happy running.
Yeah. Enjoy the big game.
Yeah. We'll see how it goes. I'm looking forward to Kendrick Lamar.
Yeah, me too. For sure.
All right. See you guys later.